Well, hey everybody, this is going to be a DIY, off-grid, non-electric dehumidifier. It's like 90 degrees today and almost 100% humidity. It's the first day of fall, by the way, a little bit ironic. But it reminds me of living here in the RV, the camper, last winter. And I had, in the middle of winter, I had water literally running in streams down my windows and walls on the inside. When it got real cold, I had sheets of ice on the inside walls, right at the headboard of my bed. So I'm running on solar. I can't run a dehumidifier because it takes a huge amount of electricity. What do? Well, I do like everybody, and I search for an answer on the internet. And whether it works good or not, I don't know, but I'm gonna try it. This is very simple, and I guess a couple key things to make it have a better chance of working is airflow and surface area. So I looked into a lot of different ways of doing this, and this is what I came up with. What I have are these seed starter trays that I used for starting my tomatoes and stuff indoors, and also the little seedling cups. I put two of those together to give them a little bit of strength. Don't know if it's going to be enough. I have two of these seed starter trays on the bottom here, so it'll be a little sturdier, because this is what's going to hold the water that gets dehumidified, taken out of the air. So I have 2, 4, 6, 12 of these little 3-inch, 4-inch cups to support this one on top, which is going to hold the calcium chloride. Now you can get, this is just calcium chloride from the hardware store, a 50-pound bag for like 17 bucks. All this stuff was purchased online very inexpensively from a greenhouse store online. So it's very inexpensive. Let's open up the bag here. I don't want to mess the bag up too much because this calcium chloride is anhydrous, and basically what that means is it readily absorbs liquid, which is the humidity in the air. So if I leave it exposed, it's just going to get used up before I have a chance to actually use it. I want to make sure my bottom tray doesn't have any holes in it, because it's going to hold water. But I want to cut some slits in this top tray. And that's going to allow the moisture that gets drawn in to the calcium chloride a place to escape. Now the reason I use these plastic trays is, number one, versus a 5-gallon bucket or a 2-liter pop bottle, I'm going to get a lot of surface area. Just like when I was making that maple syrup and I wanted to evaporate the water out, I needed those big wide steam table pans so I could get a lot of surface area and a shallow amount of substance, liquid. Same thing applies here. I just cut like some 4-inch slits right in the center. Now I'll set this on top of here. I think that's going to bear the weight. and I'll just fill it up with this calcium chloride. Now, I'm not going to fill it way up, maybe like a half an inch or an inch deep. Because I believe only what's exposed to the air is going to actually function and do anything. So if I make it too deep, I'll just be kind of defeating the purpose. Nice thing about doing this is if it works, I'll end up with a brine, a liquid, with the calcium chloride in it in this bottom pan. And I can take that and boil it just like I did the sap, and instead of having maple syrup at the end or sugar, what I'll have is calcium chloride, because all the water will boil off, and then I can just reuse the calcium chloride over and over and over. So it's somewhat of a sustainable system. Spread that out. Oh, and the reason I use plastic is because from what I understand, and makes perfect sense, this is basically a salt you're dealing with here, and it's going to be very corrosive. That's actually warm on my hands. I can feel it working. It creates heat, but it would corrode like a stainless pan or something. So I just use these plastic grow trays that I had laying around, and that's it. It's done. What I'll do is I'll set 2 or 3 of these up in the camper, and then see if it works. I'm going to put one in the closet where my clothes are, because all my clothes and sheets and blankets got moldy last winter because of all the moisture. So I'll have one in that small area dedicated to hopefully keeping my clothes and stuff from molding, and then I'll have 2 more somewhere in the camper. I don't have any fans or anything because I'm off grid and I'm just on limited solar power, no electricity. So I'm just going to have to rely on the movement of air from me walking back and forth, or the heat flow from the space heater to send some air over there and see if it reduces the humidity. I gotta try something, because I had a lot of my blankets and clothes get ruined over the winter because of mold, and hopefully this DIY non-electric dehumidifier will do the trick. And again, all you need is calcium chloride, some plastic grow trays, a knife to cut a couple slits in the bottom of the grow tray, and you're good to go. That's it. Thanks for watching.